for today we have four, yeah, more or less, four aspects to analyze from the gameplay mechanics. You can read two from the title description, which are min-maxing. Now that we know the internal dice roll system, I want to get into min-maxing. Remember how this game basically manages, or not, to encourage a balanced distribution of stats, or not, basically, for the player. The second one is the interconnection, the degree of efficiency in the interconnection of side quests. Because last time, this quest, the recipe for the potion of power, which is a quest that you are tasked with at the beginning of the game, as you get to Thurdog for the first time, it was only solved in the previous stream. Roughly from the third stream, in the third stream, the quest started, and in the 14th stream, the quest ended. So I want to talk about that very important aspect in RPGs that is so overlooked nowadays. Because the other day I was reminded when I saw that quest how in older games precisely that was a constant, and nowadays it's very difficult to find a quest connection like that. So we'll talk about quest connection, we'll talk about min-maxing in the grand scheme of the stat system as one of its paradigms, as one of the paradigms of the game. And besides those two topics, I wanted to also add some others that you'll see as we get into the stream. But let's begin because I don't want the intro to be way too long. Remember, we were gathering the votes of the city council, of the town, of the town council in this case, of Talon, basically, that we've come to aid. The guardsmen couldn't join us in our fight against the ogres, apparently, that we are meant to kill, so we had to come back to the city, to the town, and gather the three boats. In that gathering of the three boats, we got the Leprechaun quest, in which precisely is the long interconnection with that initial potion quest at the beginning of the game. Then a powerful necromancer fight, in which we managed to finally test the advanced spells of the game that we could buy as we got to Talon, and that's the third topic that I wanted to precisely talk about. In my summary, I spoiled the third topic of analysis, but well, the advanced the advanced spells, and the advanced, let's say, mid, and because I presume there will be even more advanced spells, mid-game gameplay spells, and then we did another quest which was just gathering a herb, pretty much. So we had a spike in difficulty in the previous stream with the Necromancer boss fight, so that leads me to consider that the game is not that bad in terms of difficulty at the end of the day. It doesn't have the difficulty of Baldur's Gate, and as we know, that's always a defect, because difficulty always enhances the abstract complexity of the gameplay mechanics, and the more complexity you have, pretty much the more replayable the game will be, and the better, because it will make you think more, and the complexity to create those mechanics by the developers, it's higher, so it's always good. The harder and the more complex the game is, the better. Always. it's inherently and objectively positive aspect of the gameplay mechanics. A perfect difficulty is, of course, 99% instead of 100% because 100% is impossibility of completion. So, we got all of the boats. Going back to the story, that will be another topic of analysis that we'll treat. That's why they didn't fit in the title, but today we'll do those four rather small topics, but they're several topics of analysis. Okay. So we got the boats, and we can go back. Regarding the attack, you train. Could you give me something to? Let's see if you can train me in, because I needed defensive combat 3. Yeah, ready to learn. There we go. Leveling points need 300. Good. I got some experience points from killing the necromancer. I knew I didn't have to forget about doing this. So defensive combat 3. Perfect for my battle mage. And then here I had to take care of this one. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 450 and I have 437. Okay, we'll save those points then. Not for me. Train my tanks. Let's see. Hang on a second, people. 300. I don't have enough experience points. How about you? No, but this guy have. There we go. Endurance 3. Not bad. Not bad. Armor use 3. 450. 329. Okay, we're there pretty much. We're there. But what's that? Ah, that's our main quest, basically. Yeah, I think I completed all of the. Yeah, I pretty much completed all of the side quests in this zone. The other quest, that is the Brewery Wars, that is still going on, is that one. Okay, let's get to it, people. Let's get to it. So, I got your boats. Do you have any news? I have good news for you. I was able to change. Check out the previous part of the stream in case you want to see a legendary necromancer fight and gathering the 3 boats for this. Regarding the goblins and the ogre leader, who is the ogre? The people are saying that his name is Bongnu or something like that. That's all I know, and I need to know. How did the marauders manage to settle in around here? A good question. At first, you couldn't see them at all anywhere near the town, so the bridge can be ruled out as a possibility. Of course, it's possible the goblins might have slipped past the town, but the ogre could not possibly have been missed by our sentries. It's a mystery to me. There must be some other way, one we haven't thought of. Maybe a tributary of the river. Maybe you can find out. Okay. What do I want to know? Well, no. Regarding the attacks, I have good news for you also to change the council's mind. Really, that is indeed good news. We should be on our way as soon as possible. We'll see the equipment for you. I am ready. Let's go. Show us the way. I'm ready. We are ready. We have all of the equipment that we need.
There you are. My men have already taken their positions. We'll block the northern access, and you'll drive them straight to us from the south. But there is still one small thing I would like to talk to you about.
Uh-huh. What would that be? Is that all that you could come up with? A handful of soldiers from the town guard are supposed to be sufficient to eradicate the ogre and his henchmen. This elf here claims to know you and wants to join us in fighting the ogre. I'm usually grateful for any kind of help, but his insolence could damage my men's battlefield morale. Anchoron, your revenge should be saved for the ogre, not the humans. You're probably right about that. I'm sorry that I questioned your courage and that of your men, Captain. It would be an honor to fight by your side. Apologies, Upsetty and Cornel, as long with our relationship with Chile, I will let enemy with Sastia. And everything has been settled. Charge! Uh-huh. Where are we charging? Disappeared. Where am I supposed to go? There. Aha. Well, how about I activate my buffs first? Otherwise we'll all be killed. You have defensive, right? And you have offensive, right? Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Prepare this. I'll let my tanks go in as we activate our spells. Attribute of a strength. What's this shit? Summon. Now. Otherwise we'll have... Well, no, first activate your... No, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, the summon. I don't have enough astral energy. Oh well, no matter. Go for this. Trap discovered. Traldar, protect me as I buff you all, you know. You have Wolf Blades and Windmill. There we go. Now let's buff him. That guy really needs more stamina. Attack that one. And as we begin the first combat, people, I wanted to get into the topic of analysis for today. The first one, in fact, of all of them, which is min-maxing. And that's something that I read about in the wiki of, not the topic itself, but regarding this game, that is mentioned in the wiki of this game, how inefficient, for example, there we go, offensive style. How inefficient, for example, in this game could be. Go for a summon here. So we are finally at full fighting capabilities, and you keep buff yourself. Good. I love being a battle mage. I can buff my tanks. I can. All right. There we go. Poison my archer attacking. Run out of arrows, could it be? No, 15, just in case. Ah, there we go. I think it's attacking there. As we get into the... You don't say. Ah, perfect. They will be the perfect target for my new fireball spell. We'll kill them all at once. So, people, I wanted to get into the first topic of analysis for today, which is precisely... You four, stay back here. Perfect. Oh, look at that. It was almost instantly cast. It was almost instant, the casting. Yeah, that's because of the modifier or something, if I'm not mistaken. Rain of arrows on that shaman will protect you, Windala. Rain of arrows on that shaman. Why are you attacking that one? Oh. Attack that Goblin Berserk. Attack here. And you go for Wall of Blades. And Mighty Blow. Precisely, people. Precisely. The first topic of analysis for today is min-maxing. How does the stat system of the game manage min-maxing? How does it manage it? Well, remember that on Summon Gwendala. Hmm. Uh, right, Forgrim is wounded, but no matter. Alright, we got one more here. There we go, Summon. Very well. There. Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt on that one. Forgrim, knock down that one. You have offensive style, right? Yeah, perfect. Offensive style should do it. I just need to ensure that he doesn't deplete his endurance. The first topic of analysis, people, which is min-maxing, is how the game manages to encourage the player to organically distribute his stats in a more balanced way. A topic that I always love talking about because in a lot of modern games and yeah, cases, pretty much. Think about, for example, Diablo 3 that I always cite as the most glaring example. Defense is not taken into account. Now, Diablo 3 belongs to the isometric action RPG genre, and this game belongs to the classic RPG genre because of the 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons system. Precisely. So, knock him down, Forgrim. Let me take care of that one. I'll take care of that one. I'll take care of that one. Do you have the buff up? Yes. So, go for the extra buff. It's a good moment to test it. Hmm? Go for... No, go for Feint on this one. Feint is very, very, very good. Damn it, Forgrim is dying. Ah, yeah, right. Forgrim is dying. Because he attacked him from behind. In this game, being attacked from behind, it gives them a huge bonus to damage. Need to remember that. There we go. So how does the game manage to handle min-maxing? Let's get into the stats for a sec here. To prevent min-maxing. As I always mention, min-maxing is, remember, in isometric action RPG games, or, well, in classic RPG games, it's the same. It's just dumping all of your stat points of all of the stat points of your character on one of the three main stats that increase indirectly the base damage of your attacks. Generally, the naming conventions for them are strength for the warrior, dexterity for the rogue, and intelligence for the mage. Those all increase the basic attack damage, pretty much like in all classic isometric action RPGs of all time and classic RPG games of all time. You just dump your stat points on those and on those attributes according to your character class, and you just increase your base attack damage and maybe a secondary skill like critical rating. And you forget about defense. For example, as I always mention in Diablo 3, the critical blows exponentially increase as you simply increase your strength, basically in the case of the warrior, the Bavarian to be precise. So How does Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 in general and Drakensang the Dark Eye in particular solve the issue of min-maxing, of dumping all of your stats on strength, intelligence, or dexterity, and forget about defense and the rest? Well, which is negative, people. It's always negative because that reduces the abstract complexity of the gameplay mechanics by eliminating 50% of them, because basically 50% of the combat gameplay mechanics of any isometric action RPG or classic RPG is attacking and defending. Defending is 50%, and in Diablo 3 you don't have to care about that. The point is that you kill so fast in Diablo 3 that you don't have to worry about defense at all. That is the huge sin, the huge defect, the huge problem of creating, of using min-maxing as a paradigm of a stat system. I explained this when we analyzed this with Sacred 2 and how it perfectly managed to solve it. In the case of Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, which is the case of this game, first of all, it's much more difficult to encourage min-maxing as a paradigm of the stat system because you require to have precisely a more balanced score all across the board. You have to at least invest some points on all attributes, and this is precisely what the Wikia mentions of this game. That spending points on attributes, which is quite expensive, as you can see, these are the experience points, are the ones that you spend. They are kind of like the currency required, and connects this part of the analysis with the economic system of the game. The experience points, you have to invest them on improving your attributes, your base values, your physical nature, lore, social, and artisan modifiers, but also your combat talents, of course, with the weapons, the proficiencies with the weapons. Basically, this one's also ranged in the case of Wendala, but merely in the case of the rest of us. These ones you have to pay money, but you also have to spend experience points. So the experience points are used for all three aspects of the combat gameplay mechanics, also for spells in the case of mages. Now, and this is the important part, and the connection with min-maxing. I read this. It is more important. It is more important to have a balanced distribution of attributes than to min-max, precisely to spend all of your points on one of the battle magics or one of the attributes magics. For example, this one enhances your armor that you see me use all the time. And precisely when I started playing the game, unconsciously min-maxing, as we are used to in modern games, I dumped 15 points on Ignifox Burst of Flame and 16 on Thunderbolt, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Why? Because attributes influence the spell more than the modifiers. Of course, if you want to spend some points on modifiers, you can see that it's very, very inexpensive. You should do it. But spending your points on attributes is more important than your modifiers. That's why now you see that I distributed for the advanced spells, connected to the second topic of analysis. You can see how I distributed them. 6 and 7, it's more than enough. It's more than enough. I don't need to push it to 15 or 16 in this case. But why? Why? Because of how the internal dice roll system is designed. You can see that as I hover over them, and I mentioned this in the previous part of the analysis, but this is going more in depth even because we are talking about the balanced, sorry, the degree of efficiency in the balance of the min-maxing system of that the game potentially has. You can see that as I hover over them, three attributes are being highlighted there. Those are the ones that will do the internal dice roll checks, as I explained last time for those of you who missed the previous part. The game basically will roll three 20-faced dices, one for each attribute. You can see that it says 12, 13, 14. Best case scenario, you get 3 1s and the spell is automatically cast. Basically, it's immediately cast as it happened previously. You could see that the fireball was pretty much casted uh, immediately. Immediately, it didn't wait the 8 ticks that you saw there. It was pretty much cast immediately. Um, But then if you have a terrible dice roll and you get, let's suppose the worst case scenario, as I mentioned on Tuesday of last week, 3 20s. Well, that 12 is lacking 8 points. That one is courage, right? Yeah, courage is lacking. It would be lacking 8 points. The other one was intelligence is lacking 7 points, and constitution is lacking 6 points. Now, that is what the modifier tries to compensate, because those 6 points then will cover the potential missing points that you have in any of those three. Remember, people, the three need to meet the three attributes. They need to meet the requirement. If only one of them does not reach the original dice roll, let's think, for example, that I get 10 in Constitution in the dice roll, so it automatically checks. Then I get I don't know, 7 in Intelligence, it automatically checks, no worries. But down there in Constitution, let's suppose I get a 1. Let's suppose I get a 1. Sorry, not a 1, a 20, a 20, a 20. A 1 would be immediate casting. A 20, and I have 14. Well, while the other two checked, I will need precisely the 6 points that I have there, um, to compensate for that. Which in fact I should spend one more point. I should spend one more point because precisely I have 12, 13, and 14, and in the case of 13, if it has to compensate that one, it will fail the other two. No, in fact it should be 8 because of the 12 there. Well, there you see the problem. If I simply increase my attributes, if I simply spend more points increasing my attributes, I wouldn't be in this predicament. And with 6 it would be more than enough. So there you have it, people. That's how the game encourages a balanced distribution of stats and effectively prevents min-maxing in this case. Now, this is part of the Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 system and its internal system of checks and balances of the internal dice roll system precisely, which is an advantage that Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 has over modern isometric action RPGs like Diablo 3 in that sense. You can see how min-maxing was much more appropriately accounted for in that sense, which is positive, of course. But
Very well. So now we have this part of the camp under control. You fought bravely, I'll grant you that. Anchoron showed outstanding battle skills as well. In any case, he should... Where is he, by the way?
What are you doing?
Did you see that? Looks almost as if he's in serious trouble. My men and I will search the tents for any remaining goblins, so you won't have them behind you. That way, you might arrive in time to support Anchoron.
Lovely. Lovely. They realized that they were getting killed. Okay, people. Okay. Okay. We need to heal. First of all, we need to heal.
What are your orders?
Give me some bandages. There we go. So yes, as I mentioned to you, anyways, the combat was almost over, pretty much. Let me reactivate my buffs. There we go, there we go. Offensive combat 2. The spell failed. No matter, it's just a support spell. There we go, reactivate the summon. This time I'll be ready for these guys. So there you could see, with the internal dice roll system explained, how Dungeons & Dragons 3.5... Oh, damn it, failed. There we go. There you can see how Dungeons & Dragons 3.5, thanks to that internal system, creates a much more balanced experience at stopping min-maxing. Give me a second, people. I have to do something. Give me a second. I have to receive a small package. Give me a second. All right. All right. There we go. Sorry. I had to. I couldn't. I couldn't avoid that one. I couldn't skip that one. Trap discovered. Let's save so we don't have to do that again. So as I was mentioning, the internal dice roll system of the game of Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 inherently prevents min-maxing as a whole. Alright, we got ogres. 3 ogres. Alright, the game is getting more difficult. Okay. Let's get into the second topic that I wanted to talk about today. Well, we'll leave that one once we go back and turn in the quests, because it's related to that. It's the interconnection between quests. I wanted to talk about the advanced spells that precisely I am going to use now. Alright, there you can see the checks related to what I said. Remember, because I want to leave this crystal clear, because otherwise we cannot analyze the gameplay mechanics and qualify the game if we don't understand what's going on. You cast your stupid spell, right? You roll 3, 1. Sorry, in this case, the damage is 5 6-faced dices in this case, 5 of them, plus the result and the damage that it causes. Pretty much, when you see the D or a W in this game, it's a dice. So in this case, this spell is 5 6-faced dice rolls. But for example, the other one was this one is 1 of 6. But there was another one that was this one. 1 dice roll of 20 faces, for example, and it does those 3 checks. That's the damage technically. That's the damage. The 5 dices of 6 faces. But internally, you roll 3 20-faced dices for the spell to work, not the damage. I want you to understand this difference, as it perfectly says it here. This is the damage, but for the spell to work, I'm talking about 3 checks, 3 10, sorry, 3 20-faced dice rolls, and 3 checks that all need to work. If only one fails, the spell fails for it to work, right? And because of that, your attributes are more important than your combat modifiers, which are these numbers here. Because then these ones try to cover if you fail some of the checks. But the important part is that you properly distribute your attributes in a balanced way. If you dump, imagine that I dump, or that I dumped as I started the game, all of my attribute points on strength, right? By doing that, I won't be able to efficiently cast most of the spells. The same goes for any of the other attributes, people. You want to have more than 12. For example, this one is way too low. I should invest a point here. You want 13, 14, whatever. And like that, by only having 7, you guarantee that at least one of them will be covered, which reduces the probabilities of a spell failure by a long margin, by a huge margin. First of all, 33% completely if you fail one of the 3 categories, but then the others. So because it can also cover the others. So pretty much, people, pretty much that's how the game tries to avoid encouraging min-maxing. Okay, so we'll cast a fireball and we'll focus fire. So you two will position yourselves there, and you won't move. As I cast the fireball, I don't want you to be affected by it. Let the salmon take the damage. Good, I withstood that attack. Good. Well, that was so stupid. I could have attacked them all together. Oh well, no matter. God damn it. That was so stupid. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I should have let my tanks take the damage. Now I damaged myself as well. Okay. Right. Alright, mistakes were made. No worries. I've seen worse. Let's try... No, the archer should never engage in melee. We'll try this one. We'll just increase the damage to 100%. Then I can heal myself. Ah no, they are quite resistant against the fire. That was a mistake. Damn it, this will be tough. Where's Wendala? Try windmill. Where's your offensive combat? Otherwise you are not dealing enough damage. Let's go. Move over there. Very well. You. Rain of arrows on that one. Alright, look at that. The damage did do its job at the end of the day. Right, let's go for Aerofugo Vacuum. That one will deal less damage, but it will be continuous. Keep going. That's one down. The spell should affect over here. So bring them a bit. Bring them to the north of your position. Oh well. There we go. That's the idea. No focus damage there. There and here. Okay, good. We'll go for another one here. God, I mean the camera. The camera should be free. I don't know why this shit is limited, kind of like to the. Hey, nice blood there. Nice blood. Amazing blood effect there. Ah, yeah, they knock you down. No worries. Go for Wall of Blades. The spell should be ready. Keep going, Wendala. They're almost dead. There we go. That one should do the trick. That one will do the trick. Good. Knock down. No, don't run into the area of effect damage. Please, don't be stupid. Ah, no, right. It's the other one that is about to die. Let's go for Thunderbolt. I am out of Astral Energy, but Thunderbolt, fortunately, can cost as low as 5 points. Keep going, Wendell. Very well. Rain of arrows on that one, and let's go for a feint. I'll join the fray with you. Very well done. Very well done. Nice. Second ogre is down. So let's go for feint. Feint deals high damage. Right, I should show you the description because otherwise you don't know of what I'm doing if you are new to the stream over at YouTube. Feint is a deceptive strike in which the attacker shifts the angle of attack in order to split past the opponent's guard. A feint reduces the defender's armor value and hinders them from parrying. Then we have the other one, the Mighty Blow, that is also quite good. We can persevere here to carry the Mighty Blow. Basically, it multiplies the damage points by 2. So let's try a Mighty Blow and another Mighty Blow. And of course, I'm going for Feint to lower that armor. So I combine the damage, let's say. While my Archer does not have any more energy. Hey, I'm tanking like a pro. The benefits of being a battle mage. See? A shield gives you a second parry, remember. In this case, what am I doing? In the internal dice roll system of the game, for an attack to succeed, your strength, it's more based on the weapon rather than the spell itself. You roll the 20-faced dice roll. In that case, one dice roll. In this case, +5. And it compares against, in my case, the target's parry chance. In this case, you can see that there are 2 numbers because I have a shield. If you don't use a shield, you only have 1 parry. So they need to beat my armor rating, which is all of these, according to the specific spot that the ability of the enemy is targeting. That's why you can see that abilities target direct spots of the body of the target. And I have 2 parries in this case. That's why you see that I'm not receiving a lot of damage. On top of that, defensive style also adds even more parrying. Look at all of that damage. it adds even more pairing by spending my endurance. So there you can see why
Formation.
we
Glory
could
and
block
honor
a lot
for
of the
Talon.
attacks.
The ogres have been defeated.
First
We
try.
return to Talon immediately and bring the news to Mayor Dipwich. Even if I don't expect any praise from him, it's you to whom he owes a reward, at the very least. Look, Anchoron seems to be coming around again. Apparently, you came just in time to save his life.
You saved my life? I'm not sure why you thought that'd be a good idea. Oh well, we'll see. Well, however it happened, those bloodthirsty brutes have been destroyed. That's the important thing.
Anchoron,
Mm.
today you not only avenged your tribe, but you also saved the citizens of Talon from great evil. The mayor will hear of it as well. I wish you a lot of luck on your travels. See you soon.
Mm.
Back to Talon, men.
It is done. My tribe has been avenged.
I don't know why they speak so low. Well, Anchoron Falcon Talon, are you gratified with now that you reached your goal? I don't know. My king was all I had. As long as this scam was still alive, I at least had a sense of purpose. Well, time to find a new one. But now that the atrocities done to my king have been avenged, my life has no meaning. What? So join me then, Anchoron. Give your life a new meaning and follow me on the path of Hesinda's oracle. I don't care anything about your gods, as long as there are enough fiends and monsters to fight again, I'll be at your side. If you really want to join me, go to Ferdok and wait at my house or mansion. My caretaker will let you join him. To Ferdok, very well, I will for you there. Okay. Alright, but we already have Wendell as as a ranger. Okay, there we go. Good. Alright, the chests. Whatever. Yeah, remember I like a rogue. I like a rogue for looting chests. Just to loot chests, but well, doesn't matter. I don't care about that. Anyways, the best armor. Contrary to what it happens in isometric action RPG games, um, in this game, the best armor at least so far, you get it from story quests and from buying it, from actually buying it, which is something that doesn't happen in isometric action RPG games. For example, in Diablo, in Sacred 2, the best armor is always dropped by enemies, basically, by enemies. That's a very interesting relationship that we talked about several times. The how you balance the item system of the game, because the optimal scenario is that in which the best armor, is dropped, of course, by a big, huge monster, by a big bad monster that you have to beat to actually have that feeling of reward of getting a very good armor because you were able to beat the the enemy instead of buying it. But in this game, it properly following the tradition of classic Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, precisely, the game successfully encourages you to gather money, as you could see last time when I bought a lot of armors and stuff and weapons. and spells to get the best armor and the best damage. So in that sense, it's a bit more, let's say, realistic in that sense that that vendors aren't useless. I think that's a huge sin. It's a huge defect of a lot of modern games in which vendors, armor vendors specifically, and weapon vendors, they are a those are amazing reflections. They are useless, pretty much. Like, just start fighting and it destroys. For example, in Diablo 3, it destroys not only Diablo 3, a lot of other modern games, but it's the most prominent example. It destroys the value of having an item system at all in a game, like related to vendors. Like, why would you have vendors if simply the best armor will be just from combat? I think that's a huge defect of modern games. For example, The Witcher 1 properly understands this, and vendors give you very good weapons. For example, Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate. All of the games derive from Dungeons and Dragons 3.5. See why it was important to establish the difference, people, in this case. Pretty much. Major? Major?
There you are again. Is there any news?
Mm, Alright. Maybe I have to talk to the captain.
You are made of the right stuff. The ogre and his miserable goblin brood are no longer a threat to Talon. How can I help you?
Yeah, by allowing me to finally invest my points. Where's the other one? Endurance 3. Thank you. Thank you. What? 161 and agility 13. Ah, I don't have that. Let's see. Armor use 3. There we go. That's absolutely needed. And you have shield fighting. Armor use, good, good, good. 4 Grimmies properly. Good, good, good. Yeah, because it's a pure tank. It's easier to distribute the points. Offensive, no. Defensive 3? Defensive 3? Yeah, we have defensive 3. Yeah, good. 4 Grimmies at full power. Because it's a dedicated tank. He has no spells. So let's invest some points here. Axes and maces. This has to be at maximum always, in this case, because it's a proficiency. Like, that's the aspect that could be considered close to min maxing. So what else? Do experience points 86. Nothing else. Nothing else. Okay. Traldar 53. Alright. Because I got all of the abilities. You Gwendala, your bow. That's okay. Pretty much at maximum. Pretty much at maximum. In the case of ranged weapons, it's much easier because it almost always connects because of it doesn't have to do with parry, and it doesn't have a parry, I believe. It's much more difficult to block a 26 modifier in that sense, right there. Okay, Gwendala, I want to know. It's just dexterity what you use for that attack, right? It's much more straightforward. I know I need the other one. Wait a second. Wait a second, people. I need to check something. Aim shot. It's cost. And damage is when I target. aim shot halves the target's armor rating, and then the other one, ring of arrows. Checked individually. Ah, it's a double. Okay. Yeah, I wonder when I'll get a marksman to actually train her. Oh well, no matter. Looks like that's it. I need to train those. So we can begin with the main quest then, people. Let's not waste time. Let's begin with the main quest. Let's begin with the main quest. We had to get here and solve the problems in this town before we could get to the main quest. But now we officially begin with the story quest instead of these side quests. That's the point. So as I was mentioning, people, now that we've finished with the first topic of analysis for today, and which is the min-maxing and internal stat system, understanding it in depth, I wanted to talk about the advanced spells. Well, I talked about it when I covered the internal dice roll system. So let's get to the level design in general, which was the other topic that I mentioned at the beginning. First of all, what I focus on every single analysis, a very important aspect, not regarding the interconnection between quests that we'll see hopefully in a minute as we return to Ferdok, hopefully. I honestly don't know. Which is the level design of this game. Because, notice this, because of the system of Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, encounters are rather short, right? Because of how it works, because even the most stupid of mobs can be a threat. I think that's a huge flaw of Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, that you need a dungeon master to create a very very special encounter for it to be a threat to a well-armed party. In this system, in 3.5, even the most stupid of encounters can kill you. The first rats, the first rats in Baldur's Gate, in Throne of Ball difficulty, can easily kill you. They can easily kill you. So that's something that we've lost. I forgot to give the strength attribute to our salmon. They can kill you. The rats, the most basic of enemies, 100%. And this game is the same. You could see how those stupid goblins actually killed Forgrim before the ogre encounter, because of how wounding works, that when you get to 5 stacks you die, or because of the overall health that you have. The system in 3.5 is designed like that, for encounters to be always kind of like tense and, let's say, life threatening in that sense, while in 5.0 only boss encounters are life threatening. There you have an example of how Wizards of the Coast dumbed down the system so everyone could play. What happened? The beast. It left all Rattle farm in ruin. Every last one of us had to flee. Every last one of us. Ah well, but he's dying. I tumbled down. I tumbled down the hill and my legs broke for sure. Wendala, 3 wounds. Let me see. They aren't broken at worst. They are sprained. Hold still. Let's see. Let's try a treat wounds check. It's already better now. There we go. Nice. Everything again was you may hearty thanks and then they can. Okay. It looks as if my help might be needed at the farm too. Yeah, should speak to farmer Groot if he be still living. The farm be his, but if I know him, he be more caring about his people. He's kind of like that dwarf accent. Not his owning so much. Yet already saved me from death's claws. To be sure, and he'll be mighty relieved about that. We should know that the developers of the game are German, so very good use of of English in that sense, the translation team, and what they try to convey. But there's sure to be others sore heart and needing help near the farm. Okay, or you say you'll have a word here. Okay, there we go. So let's kill whatever is plaguing these lands. First of all, I lost track. Why are we here? The diplomat, right? Find Gerling. According to Major Deepwitch, Gerling left for the sanctuary in Prince Grove. I have no choice but to take the long road via the west gate, because the bridge east of Talon was destroyed. Okay. I missed Gerling. He was already set off on his way in. Right, we had to go to the dwarf city. Rowan has instructed his best negotiator Department to find a way into Murlosh. This is the dwarf city. His search has led him to the small, sleepy town of Talon. I don't know where he hopes to be. Okay, there we go. Damn it, the fog is real in this zone. Alright, I have to reactivate the buffs. Sorry, people, it's just how it is. It's just how it is. Just how the game works. In Baldur's Gate, you had to do this all the time as well. Summon me another bear. Now I see that an evil.
There's the farmer. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us what's going on.
Well, what's going on? Everything has been burned. Pretty much.
It's a tragedy, I tell you. Just look at this one destruction.
I found one of the warriors. They were hurt. Hmm. A terrible beast. A big stinking worm. A worm. Like a small dragon? So, right, it's the one that we set out in the forest, I remember. Charged out of the woods and went on a rampage here. It tore humans and pigs apart, laid the farm to waste, and it was another, it was a sunfire too. And then for a minute. Search the woods for traces of my men and save them. Okay. Another great hero is in the vicinity as well. Knight Prancelot of Scathelwick. He was not here during the attack. He wanted to practice his combat skills alone in the woods. He said he needed solitude for that. Look for him to voice of fear. He's Sorry, one sec again. There we go, people. Sorry. Today I had to take care of some things. Promise. It's not every day. You see that that I never have to do those things. Okay, people. So basically, 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 the dragon that we set free in the forest, in the dark forest, is now running rampant over here. So, yeah, pretty much there's only one way to go. It's semi-open world after all, like Dragon Age Origins, which leads me to the next topic of analysis. Precisely. The interconnection between quests and story plot, and the story plot for that matter. It's incredible how in this game I was mentioning that the potion quest, this one that you get here at the beginning of the game, this phase, you only complete it like when you reach Talon here after your 3 pilgrimages. That incredible abstract complexity of interconnection between quests is yet another great example of perfect level design. You can there is the hero, I presume. Yep, that's the hero. Let's talk to the hero. He's fighting some wolves. Some wolves. Some wolves. Yeah. They are only inactive, right? We should make short work of those. So I was told to find you, hero. It's you? Do we know each other? A noble gesture, indeed, but I don't think that will be necessary. I, Prancelot of Scaffelwick, have arrived to help these poor people here. I will confront the beast and vanquish it in honorable battle. Oh, like the Protoss. We will meet the enemy in glorious combat. Yes, this guy is the same. I like that attitude. You mean exactly like I just rescued you from the fierce jaws of these wolves? Wasn't it actually I who just rescued you? No, really, you don't have to thank me, but I must admit that you also fought bravely and well. That's why I'm doing you a guitar over here. You may accompany me when I defeat the beast. Prancelot, did you not hear what I said? You already had trouble with these 2 wolves. How do you plan on withstanding the beast? Of course it's better if you stay behind me as you should, then nothing happened to you. Oh, never mind. Lead me to the place where the beast. That's the right attitude, and follow me in full squad. Let's follow him to the beast blindly. And as I was mentioning, people, what? Now we have to go over there? This a joke? I just see some goblins here. Alright. Cover me as I get rid of all of those. No, try knockdown. So we stop them. first this one. That's right, you get rid of them here for a sec. So I can... You have offensive side, right? Yeah, true, good. Weapon poison, shit. Gwendolyn's about to die. No. See why I don't want her to engage? She's so squishy because she's an archer. She deals so much damage, but she's so squishy. Now go for a fireball and eliminate those guys back there. No, shit, Gwendolyn. Shit, she's dead. That was a very pesky ambush. There we go. We can forget about those. Very well. And now we can deal with the rest. It's incredible how a plotline that started in the Dark Forest is developing now. It's incredible how they organized the plot in that sense, connecting that and also the precisely the quest of the potion that you get at the beginning of the game, and then you complete it here basically. So let me heal her. That's why I always try to keep her at the back of the formation because she deals a lot of damage. Was that poison or what? Yeah, it's poison actually. And a critical wound. Yeah, so she needs both of them. Let's go. Treat wounds. Failed? I know, but it did treat the critical wound. It turned into a normal wound. There we go. I know it's poison actually. It's actually poison. My bad. There we go. So, imbecile, what are you doing? We could have been killed there. Let me reactivate my buffs before we get killed. Grim, defensive combat 3, and extra strength for the salmon as well. And I was lacking the dexterity bonus for her. I knew I was forgetting about something. I should group them all together, the buffs. I should group them all together. I would like to endorse you, but during the battle I had the feeling that your heart wasn't in it. Not in it, if I didn't know you better, I might come to the conclusion that you want to accuse me of cowardice. Of course, you couldn't see my daring diversionary tactic, which saved your life. By the way, the red pelts thought I was going to flee, and in their confusion they ran straight into your weapon, so you had an instant with whatever. Okay, say so. Could you please lead me to the cave now? So, people, it's incredible how the Dragon Jackpur's storyline it's actually um, developing, not wrapping up now. And And also the side quests that I mentioned last time. Also the brewery wars. We don't know how that will end.
Just look! The entrance to the beast cave has caved in. It must have triggered an avalanche with its tail as it fled from me in panic. I'm afraid there's no way to go on without some helping hands.
Oh, fiddlesticks, prance a lot. We can manage to clear away the rubble here if we do it together. Well, of course, I'm a stalwart warrior, and you too seem able-bodied enough for a squire. Nevertheless, we should save our strength for the battle with the massive beast, but do not despair, so it's already a solution. The brave farm workers from Rattle Farm, they can help us clear the entrance after we are hunting down the beast on their behalf as well. I'm sure that they are absolutely chomping at the bit and can't wait to join us in battle against the rubble and boulders. Go at once and explain it to him. What? We are we were meant to protect.
Sad of countenance and yet always in good spirits. Humans are truly a curious race.
No, Gwendala, don't be naive. He's a fucking shit, as we usually say in in PvP in Saudi Republic. Precisely. He's just a cheater who is afraid of the dragon, as we would all normally be in a real life scenario. But in the context of this game, in which there's magic and everything, he hasn't properly trained, and he's selling a false image of himself to gather glory. So that's the thing. To claim all the glory for himself. Okay. Oh, what do we have there? Some more goblins. Alright, people, don't be stupid. Do not engage. Let me cast the spell, just like in Baldur's Gate, so we can have the advantage. The advantage, indeed. I can cast a fireball, whatever. It doesn't let you cast a fireball if you're not in combat. That's sad. In Baldur's Gate you can do that and have the advantage when engaging. Oh well, whatever. This will do, because this one targets the ground. This one targets the ground. What? No, it's not that. It's that these goblins are peaceful.
What do you really want? Speak quick.
I'm looking for a group of farm workers. Their tracks lead here. You friend of other manlings. Then me follow to follow me. So, probably the translation mistake. Big shaman, lead us away from ogre. She out thinks. Good trick, she very well. She already know how. Alright, it's your shaman. Bring me to your shaman. I don't negotiate with goblin scum. Die. Oof, this one is very, very tempting. But well, let's behave for now. Let us behave for now. They are like peaceful goblins. Now I've seen it all. Would you look at that? These are peaceful goblins. What the? Hi there. They speak like you, I think. Greetings, Trisha. Did this Malam Red Guy also tell you that I come to set the farm workers free? Malam Red Guy, our mother, goddess, she come to me in vision and tell me you come and help us. We thankful, then let your friends go. Okay. Well, then I'll listen. I want to know all of it. Take your time. A few months, I love Forest stories, people. with goblins. A few months ago, greedy ogre captured clan of Trisha Sula and make slaves. Capture many. I don't know how to. I won't mimic a female goblin's voice. I don't think I'm able to do that. That would be way too much. Capture many clans and make slaves. Force us ransack and fight against manlings. Die many goblins for greed of ogre. Of course, they speak like cavemen. But when come here to Bali, clan of Trishasula ran away. Now we want to go back to homeland and hide from angry manlings. Okay, but we need herd of pigs for that. Without herd, we not can we cannot live in winter. We cannot live throughout the winter. Would be a bit more elegant. Must live as um yeah. Sorry, one second. We must live as marauders and mercenaries. Then we forget old customs. Then life of clan is miserable or miserable. Then as slaves of manlings or black pelts. Will not allow Trisha Sula this. Make clan live is her holy duty, and Trisha will make clan live. Okay, they want to survive. You go to farmer there, you bring me 5 pigs of his, then Trisha Sula will let you go, will let go other manlings. Clan of Trisha Sula go away, here in Dark Night, then and never come back. What say, manling? You fled from the ogre. I killed him. Malam wreck. You can get here without doing the previous quest, and then you have to negotiate between them. But in my case, I killed everything in my path. No worries. Blessed must be Orvikorim's leader of your hand. Ogre made slaves of many tribes, made manlings hate us. Then must bring us only 3 pigs. Ah well, anyways, you have to take more time then until heard big, but not bad. Must be little reward for death of ogre. Could you not just let the farm workers go as a reward? Much thankful I am, but must think of tribe. We want to live in winter. We need pigs for her. Need 3 pigs, else not enough. Farmer Groot should be able to bear that. We have a deal then. Alright, let's try to negotiate with them.
I think we should teach them a lesson they won't forget in a hurry. Negotiation. Bah! Ridiculous!
Yeah, we're with you, Fulgrim, but well, for a change, let's not kill everything in our path. Just as a small change of pace. Besides, they maybe they can try to kill. Maybe they can try to kill the hostage. I guess. Yeah, and the idea is to save her. All right. They might try to kill the hostage, so that's the thing. Besides, we also need to go back because of this guy to the farm. We also need to go back there. Alright, people, so today we analyzed the min-maxing as part of the stats system of the game, the relationship with the economic system precisely, and how the game internally balances everything with the internal dice rolls, the min-maxing, basically. The level design is what we will analyze in this second hour of the stream, basically, and we also analyze there we go, the other aspect that I mentioned at the beginning. Was I spoke so much that sometimes I don't remember all the things that I analyzed pretty much, because I want to focus specifically on the topic at hand. The yeah, the interconnection between quests is what I wanted to analyze now. And then ah, there you go. You have the 3 pigs.
And? Is there any news?
Yes, a whole lot of them. About the missing farm workers. Settling the Robin and have taken your men captive, they are willing to release them in exchange for 3 pigs. Goblins just did what I need. At least my men are still alive. Don't you think it would be possible to free them by force? I did not want to penalize their willingness to negotiate by shedding blood. This area has already seen enough death, don't you think? But during a fight, the farm workers might be in danger. Of course, I don't want that to happen either. However, in my current situation, the loss of another 3 pigs would be a painful sacrifice. I have to compensate for it somehow, so be clear on the fact that it would reduce your rewards by 15 ducats. Then you can have the 3 pigs. Forward faster. You put your property above the well-being of your family and when you pay the bill. Success! Yes, finally, those points that I invested on that worked. Yes, you're right. It might take me a few more months to recoup the loot, but after all, we are talking about the life of my men, considering the damage caused by the monster. Those are people. Take the pigs right behind me. Make sure they keep close to you. When they turn, they will be held to pay, trying to herd them together again. Let's go in the world. What? Where are they going? Come back here. Come here. Ah, we have to herd them. Let me guess, the opposite direction is what? Oh, I guess we'll learn the beautiful art of herding pigs. Oh no, this is going to be...
That I face any and every challenge, but it doesn't say anything about stubborn pigs.
Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those missions. What? Where are we in combat? Wolves. Burn them. Gwendala, get out of there. I just hope I don't kill the pigs in the process. I mean to think that this is scripted. What? Ah, because the target died. Well, no matter. Better. It was way too risky to cast a fireball here with all the pigs running around. That should be more than enough. Alright, I'm beginning to think this shit is scripted. You. There, go back. Oh, darn it. Now this is gonna be fun. What? Where are you going there? I think they just go wherever they want. Maybe this is a shortcut. Should be. Yep. It's a shortcut. You. I saw this coming from a mile. Yeah, it was scripted. Pig, come here. What do I do? Does that work? The other two went over there. Maybe it's a bug. Oh, what? How did I do that? Oh, what? You can kind of like fast. Oh well. You can rotate the camera 180 degrees instantly with the middle mouse button and the left mouse button. Mm, there's only two. What now? Damn it, this game is making this so slow. I should have just killed them all and be done with it. See, this is what I get into just for trying to look for a peaceful solution. What's that pig doing? You. There. No. There. There. Well, whatever. Maybe it's part of the quest. I mean, there's not much I could do. I cannot control that pig. So yeah, people. In that sense, the last topic that I wanted to analyze is the level design. Not only how they perfectly interconnected the quests in a lot of cases that start at the beginning of the game and you finish them only now, or no, well, almost by the end of it, I presume. I don't think how much the game will. Okay. Ooh. We're lacking one fucking pig. What's that green dot on the map? Is the other guy, right? Yeah, he's the other guy. Oh shit, there are no side quests. Then what's the meaning of this? The pig is just there. Now it's not moving. This shit doesn't move. This I know this is done to piss off the player, so you lose your patience and you cannot complete the quest. I have a don't I have a MIG-UB? Don't I have animal control on Gwendala? Hang on a second. Alright. Don't tell me the quest also requires you spell check. That controls the pig. Okay, you cannot control the pig with spells as well. Interesting. Ask the owner. That one does not move. Maybe I can scare him with a spell close to his location. How about that? Alright. Now this is getting interesting. This is getting interesting. 100%. Ah, there are more there. Maybe I can bring some more from here. You? No. Fuck this. Alright. I love how old games they these old games love to ensure that the player is pissed off with small details like this. I remember that in Red Dead Redemption 1 there's a quest that is exactly like this, like herding the cows.
Is there any news?
We're back. They could help us tackle the monster. Nothing.
And?
Did a Faradokian diplomat called Gerling happen along here? Yes, he was. Good. Where were you? To Prince Grove Sanctuary. Nothing. Um, it's truly bagged. I mean, he said take the 3 pigs behind here, and without this, he's not moving. Uh, let me save. Maybe it's just a bug. If I reload the game engine, the artificial intelligence will behave properly. Maybe it happens. It happens. Uh-huh. Let me guess. A bug that never worked. I mean, he was part of the batch that was there. Let me load the previous saved state. Maybe that has to do with it. I can't believe I'm wasting my time like this with this pig. Alright, where are they? Huh? I know this is from... No, this is from... No. That's a lot. That's a lot. No. I'd rather kill all of the goblins and be done with it. What a waste. What a waste. I could get the full reward and everything. Alright. Enough is enough. Time to ask our good old friend Google, because the game does not give you any hints as to what could be responsible for those pigs not fucking moving. So give me a small second, people. Give me a small second. Shouldn't take me long. Shouldn't take long. Shouldn't take long at all. Well, I mean, I wasn't expecting this, huh? I wasn't expecting this. Honestly, I wasn't expecting this. I thought that with a spell of animal control, it would have been more than enough. I mean, that's literally how you control animals in this game. Okay, let's see. Um, domestic pig not moving. I know you cannot see it, people. Don't worry. No, the dark eye. I don't know why I keep calling it the black eye. It's a dark eye. Mm, mm, uh, mm-mm. Right. It says nothing. Mm. It might be a bug. It might be a bug, people. It might be a bug. Let's try with a different search engine, just in case. Let's see. It is a buggy area and a buggy quest. I had to save right before the pigs started running fast into camp. Keep reloading, try running right at them. Eventually I was able to get all 5 into the Goblin area. Okay. I am not doing that. I am not doing that, of course. I'm not reloading because I saved half an hour ago. So, sad, sad, sad. The Goblins will die. You had to reload. Okay, until it works. Not gonna do that on stream. Alright. Not gonna do that. Sorry, people. In this case, the buggy area and quest forced my hand. The goblins are dying. I guess we'll get less experience. What are you gonna do? What's the solution? Player reload. Player reload. Alright. Sadly, goblins, you'll all die. Oh well, at least we'll have a good fight. Sorry, the devs bagged that quest. My bad. Well, not my bad. You're all dying. What are you gonna do? Let us go. Besides, we'll have a legendary boss fight, I guess. Attribute strength. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do this, but sadly, I don't have time to go back and redo the whole section. My audience will be will get so bored. You'll all get so bored, people, that I cannot allow that. do a summon Gwendala, and let's increase the strength attribute. There, increase the strength, 30. I think this is the worst scenario possible because, like, here we are surrounded by them. Okay. Sadly, we'll have to do that. See the difference. 6:52 p.m. and 6:29 p.m. Right. We are not doing that. Okay, let's go. I'm sorry, Yorldale. I wouldn't like to do this because I generally respect customs and religions of people who try to be peaceful, not the violent ones. So, like for example, Islamism, for example. I don't know, bargain with goblins, defend yourselves. Fight for tribe, let's go. Alright, time to go for a fireball. We are all engulfing into a huge fireball that will kill us all, I guess. What are you gonna do? There. Just protect Gwendala. Oh damn, they stunned me. Shit. I knew that was going to happen. Alright. Let me reload that. It'll be faster if we just actually cast the fireball. Alright. Forgrim, you talk to them. There we go. Now let's go. There we go. Traldar, cover our east flank. Gwendala ring of arrows. And the summon will cover our western flank. Knock down that shaman. Oh, it's already dead. Ah no, it's knocked down. Forgreen. Perfect. It'll be knocked down for 2 seconds. Yeah. Knock down that one. You just knock them. No, here. Actually, knock them down here. Here goes. Very well, and Traldar and Gwendala are unaffected. Good, good, good. That should do it. Is a shaman dead? Almost. With 3 wounds. Alright, that should do it. Mighty Blow here. Gwendala over here. Gwendala, in fact, you will heal Forgrim. You step in. Knock him down. And in my case, I'll take care of him here. Gwendala, I told you to move. Ball of healing on Forgrim. Oh, look at that. That's a nice pose for a screenshot. Look at that. Look at that. Not bad. Let's keep going. Traldar, get rid of this one. I need Wendala clear. There we go. Much better. Oh? What was that? Who attacked Wendala? The shaman was dead. There we go. Much better. Let's go for Thunderbolt. Heal Forgrim. Traldar, join Forgrim with a mighty blow from there. Ah, no. Move Gwendala from here. I have defensive style up, right? Yeah, perfect. That should be enough. Huh? That's a bad move. Bad move. Defensive. There we go. Good. So much damage. Very well. Oh. Gwendala, get out of there. Go for another summon. Idiot. Here. They'll kill you before you summon. Good. Right on time. There we go. Done and done. I'm sorry it came to this, but the quest is bugged. So it's so buggy that it's poison, right? Weapon poison and double wounded. There we go. Let me heal ya.
One with the moment.
Weapon poison. There we go. That one is 300 seconds. I could just wait it out, but well, doesn't matter. Ah, I hate this, but well. I didn't want to do this shaman, but sadly my hand was forced here. Finally, a chest that is not locked. Anyways, they don't have a lot of stuff in there. Alright, you okay, people? Finally, some money. There. Good. Everyone alright?
You saved us. How can we ever thank you?
In fact, there's a reason. You could help me clear a blocked cave entrance. If there still be a horse or two at the Rattle farm and there be some tools not ruining the fire, it should not be a problem. We'll be going back to Rattle farms. When you're back at the farm, okay. If I go with you, let's auto teleport to the farm. Let's go. Nice.
And? Is there any news?
Alarm maintains no one leaves the monster. Track it down right away. Okay, but any part will go with the debris of the rubble. Really, I'm ringing in the bell. The cave. Let's go. We are fighting a dragon, people. It's after all, it's called Dungeons and Dragons. The idiot went in, right? Thanks, farmers. You are the heroes of every day. See, people, if there's one thing I deeply despise, one thing I deeply despise is when city folk, for example, you know that I'm a city folk. I am kind of like I never lived in a house even, always apartment in big city. Imagine New York, just so you have a reference. It's very similar to New York and to Paris, actually, um, the capital of Argentina. I despise it when city folk underestimate and treat like idiots and treat people like farmers and people from precisely rural backgrounds like idiots. I deeply despise it when I see it. Precisely, there's that clear division in the Americas. Similarly, in my country and also in the United States, precisely. Um,